An ABC News exclusive, Lynn Spears, the younger sister of Britney Spears, is coming out with a deeply personal memoir, Things I Should Have Said. She reveals what it was like growing up in her superstar family and the pressures and trauma of being a child actress. Tonight, we also hear about where their sisterhood stands right now. Our own Juju Chang sat down for an exclusive and emotional interview with Lynn, who says for most of her life she was pretending everything was okay, even when things were terribly wrong.
On her own path to stardom, Lynn Spears, a teen queen of Nickelodeon.
I had to go to boarding school.
Following in the footsteps of her famous sister, pop star Britney Spears.
I adored her. She felt like everything to me.
Lynn Spears, now 30, an actress.
But it's just not that simple. And at some point, you have to own the path you're on.
Songwriter and mother of two, speaking out about the pressure she says came with the famous last name and her family's complicated dynamics in her new book, Things I Should Have Said.
Why write this book now?
It was really important to me to, first off, honor my voice. I have to do it, or how else can I expect my daughters to stand up for themselves?
She details an unstable upbringing, due in part to what she describes as her father's struggles with alcohol when she was young. According to the New York Times, court documents show he attended rehab for alcoholism in 2004 when she was a teen.
You wrote in the book, he spent most of my life in that cycle of ruinous behavior. His bouts of drinking always caused me periods of torment and sorrow. How did his drinking shape your lives?
For me, it was created a lot of anxiety. The hardest part was like, could I trust you? Are you drinking? Are you not? It was something that no kid should have to question.
When Lynn Spears revealed she was pregnant at 16 in December of 2007, the intense scrutiny she faced rivaled the media circus that followed her famous sister's every move.
I'm curious what you think about sort of the world, the paparazzi world of that time.
I look back and I think, wow, how is this acceptable? Why are you here other than to shame me and to benefit off of a young girl who's going through something already so traumatic and so deep and personal? We say we do better, but now we just go into the comments on Instagram and do it.
Before going public, Spears says she felt pressured by members of her family and management team, but she was adamant.
You wrote, and I'm going to quote you, the entire Spears team was already caught up in my sister's PR difficulties, and everyone around me just wanted to make the issue disappear.
Yeah, I think that the easy thing for possibly them would have been like, let's just get this over with, and like you go back to being the perfect little sister, because that's your role.
Why do you think it makes you emotional still all these years later?
I just like thank God that I thank God I stood up for myself and said exactly what I wanted.
Daughter Maddie was born in June, and Lynn left Hollywood to raise her. But when she was 8, a near-fatal accident changed both their lives forever. Maddie flipped an ATV and got trapped underwater for more than 6 minutes as Lynn frantically tried to rescue her.
What stays with you from that day?
The biggest thought that I think stays with me, that haunts me, is that when I was trying to save her, when I thought that I'd lost her, I was so afraid that her last thought was, why didn't Mama save me? I just hope she knows that I was doing everything I could if that was the last thing that she lived,
Maddie recovered. Lynn says the experience brought her closer to God.
It made me reevaluate everything and who I was as a person and where I needed to be better.
She also describes the close bond she shared with her sister, who was 10 years older.
I felt like she was another mama.
Lynn says as the years passed, she noticed Britney's behavior begin to change.
Words that you've used in the book to describe her behavior over your lifetime was erratic, paranoid, spiraling. How do you see your sister's state of mind currently?
I can't really speak to anyone else's state of mind. I don't think that's fair. But I'm allowed to say how I felt in those, because that matters. It matters that I was in pain.
In 2008, Britney was put into a heavily scrutinized conservatorship. Last June, before it was dissolved, Britney testified in court calling it abusive, saying, "I would honestly like to sue my family. And my family has lived off my conservatorship for 13 years.
What was your reaction when the conservatorship was dissolved?
I was happy. First off, I don't understand. When it was put into place, I was 17-year-old. I was about to have a baby, so I didn't understand what was happening, nor was I focused on that. I was focused on the fact that I was a 17-year-old about to have a baby. I understand just as little about it then as I do now.
You talked in the book about the role that you were asked to play in the conservatorship.
There was a time where my sister asked me of her trust and will if I would be the person who assured that her boys got what they needed. Whether she's in a conservatorship or not, that was a very normal thing, I thought. Once I realized that, you know what, she's in a conservatorship, I felt like I just didn't want to be a part of until maybe she was out of the conservatorship. So there was no like me overseeing funds or something like that. And if that was, it was a misunderstanding. But either way, I took no steps to be a part of it.
Jamie Lynn says she even tried to give Britney the resources she needed to end the conservatorship.
I've always been my sister's biggest supporter. So when she needed help, I set up ways to do so, went out of my way to make sure that she had the contacts she needed to possibly go ahead and end this conservatorship and just end this all for our family. If it's going to cause this much discord, why continue it?
So you didn't always agree with the conservatorship?
It wasn't about agreeing with the conservatorship. Everyone has a voice and it should be heard. So if she wanted to talk to other people, then I did. I set that up. I even spoke to her legal team, previous legal team, and that did not end well in my favor. So I did take the steps to help, but how many times can I take the steps without, she has to walk through the door.
There's been speculation of a rift, many of Britney's fans attacking Jamie Lynn online, noting that Britney unfollowed her on Instagram. Britney also posting last July that her sister's tribute performance at the 2017 Radio Disney Awards to remixes of her songs hurt her deeply.
Honestly, it was somewhat confusing to me about that, and I actually have spoke to her about that. And I was doing a tribute to honor my sister and all the amazing things that she's done.
But you've cleared that up with her?
I have cleared up with the fact that I don't think she's personally upset with me about that. Truthfully, I don't know why that bothers her.
Despite their complicated relationship, Jamie Lynn says she still has a deep love for her big sister.
What happened to that love? What has caused this rift between you?
That love is still there, 100%. I love my sister. I've only ever loved and supported her and done what's right by her, and she knows that. So I don't know why we're in this position right now.
Our thanks to Juju for that. ABC News did reach out to Britney Spears and her father, Jamie. Neither responded. Jamie Lynn Spears' memoir, Things I Should Have Said, comes out January 18th, wherever books are sold.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.